everybody, it's Monday, December the 24th, 2012, and you're listening to the Gaming Death Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Gannon, and joining me tonight we have Don Bernard.
Hola.
And Mr. Hollowblade.
What's up?
Oh, don't sound so excited, Hollowblade.
Don't sound so excited? Okay, fine. I guess I won't.
Sound more excited, Hollowblade.
I guess I will.
I'll tell everybody your real name.
They already know it's Chris.
No, it's not.
Just not Gannon.
Yeah, I can't pronounce your last name.
So what's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
You're a burrito.
Tu madre es burrito, Hollowblade.
Don, how could you let him say that about your mother?
I got tired of arguing about it, so you know what? If he wants to call my mom a burrito.
I called your mom a burrito this weekend with her sitting right there.
Yeah, and she was like, I don't even like the smell of burritos.
Yeah, I know. She must hate the smell of herself then.
My mom is not a burrito.
Uh-huh.
She told you if she was going to be food, she'd be delicious spaghetti dinner.
Tu madre es delicioso spaghetti dinero.
You can't say it unless you learn how to say it in Spanish.
All right, hold on. Where's Google Translate? So what's going on, guys? It's our end of the year episode.
Super exciting.
It is super exciting, isn't it?
It's alright, yeah.
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 Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
You been playing anything awesome there, Hollow?
No.
Steam sale's going on right now.
Yeah, but I haven't bought anything yet.
I've spent some money.
I'm like broke from Christmas. I don't know how you're spending money on Steam.
But he budgeted.
Yeah, okay.
I sold a bunch of Magic cards.
Me too.
Yeah, how much did you get?
I got a whole bunch of money.
How much money?
From selling my Magikarps. Magikarps.
Magikarps?
I sold all my Magikarps.
Su madre es un plato de delicioso cine de espagates.
That's pretty.
Your mother is a plate of delicious spaghetti dinner.
Yeah.
Sorry, had to.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Steam sale and have everything I want.
I don't. I want more stuff. Buy me more stuff, Hollow.
I don't know. Maybe we should buy more stuff for everyone.
Oh, I bought a bunch of stuff for people. We got lots of stuff to give away. Lots of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff I want to buy right now, but I keep hesitating.
Don't hesitate. Just commit.
I don't like thinking like that. I want to get Skyrim on PC, but I wanted to go on more sale.
What's it at right now?
33% off.
Which puts it at what?
$40.
So just buy the Bethesda collection.
Dude, that's like $100 and something. It's $89. I don't want Brink. I don't need Doom 3. I don't need Fallout. I don't need Quake. I don't need Rage. I don't need Oblivion, and I don't need Morrowind. And
it's $40 right now.
Yeah. So why would I spend an extra $40 on stuff I don't want? Because Brink is ass. Brink is $12. What a waste of money.
Yo, I was gonna buy the Ubisoft collection, except Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 isn't on there.
Really?
And Far Cry 3 is not on there. It's Anno 2070, Assassin's Creed Revelations 3, Far Cry 2, From Dust, I Am Alive, Might and Magic, Rayman Origins, and Future Soldier. That's it. I was like...
That's pretty bad. Although Far Cry 2 is really good. That's solid.
But you can buy the THQ collection for $25. And get Homefront, Dawn of War 2, Darksiders 2, Company of Heroes, and Company of Heroes Opposing Forces. Opposing Fronts.
Good. But isn't that's almost the same one they had in the Humble bundle that they did?
Yeah, except no Homefront.
Wait, no. You get more than that. You get Metro, you get MX vs. ATV, you get Nexus, Red Faction 1, 2, 3,
Armageddon, Saints Row 2, and Saints Row 3.
Titan Quest, Supreme Commander. Holy crap, you get a whole bunch of stuff for $24. That's a good deal.
That's a really good fucking deal.
That's a really good one, actually. I would buy that if I didn't have most of these games.
You save $154 by buying the bundle.
That is amazing.
Yeah, guys, so if you guys didn't know, the Steam sale is going on right now until January 5th, I believe.
Is it January 5th?
Yeah, I believe it's January 5th.
January 5th, it says right here. December 20th to January 5th. New deals each day, flash deals. Well, it's beware. Jesus Christ. Just call it. Sometimes it feels like you're robbing them.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm really half tempted to pull the trigger on buying Amnesia: The Dark Descent. It's on sale for $10.
I don't want to get that because it's too scary.
Oh, I love... Did you play Slender?
No, because I can't fight back. If I can't fight back, then I don't like it.
Because it's part of the Indie Super Mega Pack.
No, I don't want. It's too scary.
Oh. No interest in that either.
If I can't fight back, then I don't want it. If it's scary, but I can fight back, then I will murder everything and it's no longer scary.
All right, so this is a very special episode of the cast. It's our end of the year awesome sauce, since last year was kind of our extravaganza, which ended up not happening. But that's okay.
But it was extravagant.
What?
So, last episode was extravagant.
It was a shitstorm extravaganza. No, literally, we recorded for if you guys didn't listen to the last episode yet, when we went over our game of the year, we had our two guests that had been on the podcast earlier, Meeting Flipper and Biscuit Rebellion. And Meeting Flipper decided that he was going to play with candy wrappers and something else, like, for half of the cast, and then play the God of War demo for the other half. And it was hard to... It took me... That's the longest it's ever taken me to edit a podcast.
Well, that was also the longest podcast you've ever done.
Yeah, but I mean... We've done hour and 40 minutes before, so that literally took me like 3 hours to edit the 2.5 hour long podcast. It was bad. But we're going to be talking about some of the biggest things that happens this year in the video game industry. Along the way, we do have some gifts that we'll be giving out, as well as taking your email questions. So.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do this? Are we just going to do this in the standard format, or we just do all the topics at once and then emails at the end?
No, I think we're going to
or should we just mix it?
I think we're just going to mix it all up.
Stir the pot up and then just...
and stuff out. I got some stuff on Steam I got to give away. So...
Okay.
I've got.
We'll do like the first news thing, and then we'll do an email, and then we'll do.
I've got 4 things to give away.
Awesome. I think we should do random email, and then random prize.
Yeah.
So random.
Random. Because right now, how many emails do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5. So only one person is not going to win something.
Right, so random.
Which makes me sad. We have 5 emails and only 4 things to give away. Oh well. Alright. But, so this episode is a whole big episode thing for the news. So, Dawn, do you know what time it is?
Time to talk about what we've been playing?
Hollow, you know what time it is?
It's not the time Dawn said.
It's time for the news for the end of 2012. These are all the big news stories that happened in the video games in 2012. Yeah.
Dawn, go.
Boop, 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 boop.
I missed singing on the cast last week.
But we're not covering all the news from this year, right? Because some of that was boring.
No, it's just the stuff that really has impacted the community or caused a big uproar or stuff like that. There's stuff that's not on the list that has happened that we're not really going to talk about. And there's also stuff that is on the list that I enjoy that I put on the list anyway.
Oh, Persona 4? Is that one of the topics?
No, it's not.
Damn it.
All right, our first topic is Kickstarter.
That's
okay.
This
kind of close to Persona 4.
Yeah. So like this year is the first year that Kickstarter really took off, and these game companies were cutting out the middleman to get their games made and fund their games.
Yeah. I like the idea.
I do too, except now there's I'm really afraid of funding certain things because I'm afraid the company's just gonna take my money out of this game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like there should be some legal stuff behind there before we go out and vote. No?
Before we go out and vote?
Before we go out and vote with our money.
I know, but this whole thing, Kickstarter really was brought to the forefront when Double Fine made, over $1 million?
For what?
For their next action-adventure game.
Brutal Legend 2?
No, it's a point-and-click, old-school adventure game.
I want Brutal Legend 2, but I want it to be good. Because Brutal Legends was really cool.
I never played it.
Double Fine. I don't know was it Double Fine? Pretty sure it was Double Fine. Yeah, it was Double Fine.
Yeah, what Double Fine's the guys that made Psychonauts, right?
Psychonauts, yeah.
Yeah,
they made Brutal Legend. And they did something this year. Oh, they did what's the Halloween RPG game on the 360?
Costume Quest?
What?
Costume Quest?
Yeah, they did that, I think.
They did stacking too, didn't they then?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Maybe. I honestly don't know, but that brought Kickstarter to the forefront of all gamers.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting idea because sometimes projects don't want to be funded by the companies, and then just get the gamers to fund it. But as always, there's always the assholes who want to take advantage of the situation and start spamming random crap in there, and then we get ass games.
Yeah, they also made Iron Brigade and Once Upon a Monster.
That's right. Yeah, with Tim Schafer.
Yeah, and Happy Action Theater.
I don't know what that is. Happy Action Theater
thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kickstarter, I think it's a good idea. It needs to be controlled. It's much like the Wii. It's dangerous. It
is dangerous. Now, a little side note: we were originally going to have. I had an interview set up tonight for a new game that had started their Kickstarter this past Friday, called Guardian Empires. I got a call yesterday that they were shutting down their Kickstarter.
Oh, that sucks. Why?
Because they would need to make $27,000 a day between now and the end of their Kickstarter to fulfill their Kickstarter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just think it's a matter of bad timing.
Yeah, that's what I think. The game looks awesome. It's an RPG with 115 different classes. It looks awesome. You guys should go to GuardianEmpires.com and check it out for serious.
For serious.
For real, not for play.
Yeah, you showed me that game. It does look really, really cool. And I definitely, as soon as I saw all the classes that were available, I was like, oh man, this thing's going to be probably really fun. But there was no there's no gameplay or anything. There was just the rough ideas. So again, it could be, it's so risky to invest in something like that because you don't know what the final product is going to be.
Yeah, they were asking for $800,000 as well.
Yes, that's a lot. And I can imagine they need that much because it's going to be a huge RPG. When you have 115 classes, you need a big game. A big game requires a big budget 90% of the time, right? So
I'll link to the GuardiansOfTheEmpires.com in the show notes, so that if you guys want to go and check that out, you can.
The art style was cool.
Dawn, what do you think of the whole Kickstarter thing?
I mean, we've discussed it before. I think it can work. I think it can be cool. I also feel like sometimes it gets abused. Like
everything.
Yeah, I mean, anything that can be turned for evil purposes does. So it's not really a shocker.
I want to do a Kickstarter for us.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know. I don't know if anybody would contribute to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that either.
Not yet. No, too soon.
Ah.
All right. Awesome Knots an indie game?
I believe Awesome Knots is an indie game.
Dungeon Defenders was an indie game.
Yeah.
Limbo was an indie game.
Yeah.
Orcs Must Die 2 is considered an indie game.
Are you guys ready for our first email?
Yes.
Trine 2 is an indie game.
Our first email comes in from Ian. He says, Borderlands 2 has to be one of my favorite games this year. I've put so many hours into that game. Campaign, boss farming, getting all the legendary weapons and items, and the DLC. The amount of content in Borderlands 2 is amazing. And come on, there's a bazillion guns. Dishonored was also one of my favorite games this year. Just the amount of options they gave you was great, and a first-person stealth game was a nice change.
Wait, what game? Dishonored?
Dishonored.
Okay, yeah, good.
Talking about Borderlands 2 and Dishonored.
Wait, good choices. Question?
There was no question.
Oh. Usually they're questions. That's why I'm asking. I mean, comments are totally welcome. Usually we don't get them.
Well, we got one today.
Yeah, apparently today is fun.
He said that Dishonored was great. Because it's the truth. Chris, you should listen.
Oh, yeah. And he wins a copy of Braid on Steam.
Braid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one I should buy.
I bought Braid.
Wait, no, I want Limbo, not Braid. Limbo was the one I wanted.
I bought Braid. And so far it's been really good. So congratulations, Ian, on winning
it
on Steam. I will email it out to you.
Yay. Go, Ian.
All right, our next big thing that happened this year was the Mass Effect 3 Backlash.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Well, it is what it is, really. I mean, not everybody can like the way that developers choose to go with every game.
Now, this is my thing with Mass Effect 3. If you go back and look at the forums of people talking about this game when the game first came out, you can watch it as people slowly begin to beat it, and they're like, oh man, this game's really awesome. Oh man, this game is the best game ever made. Oh man, this game is fucking awesome. Oh man, this game's really awesome. And then
WTF they do to my game. Oh, fuck those assholes.
The worst game ever created. And it's like, the hell is wrong with you? That's how they ended it. So what? It's an ending.
It's just, it's an ending, but I don't know, man.
Like, the thing I don't get is, and this is probably going to sound like a retarded question, but, so no matter what you chose in that game, you ended up with the ass ending?
No. See, okay, at the end of that game, they gave you one of 4 choices that you could make.
Okay.
Should I put a spoiler alert here?
I suppose.
Okay, spoiler alert for the end of Mass Effect 3. Okay, you could choose synthesization, so that you could choose that every organic thing in the world would become kind of like a cyborg thing. You could choose to kill all synthetics, which would kill the Reapers, the Geth, all the AI, including EDI. You could choose to control the Reapers, which let you have full control over the Reapers, and you'd have them at your whim. Or you could choose to decline to make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
All the endings were practically like the same cutscene with just a palette swap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why everybody got so mad.
Right.
Choice.
This is stupid.
See, my thing is, I don't think they should have let you have that choice at the end. They should have decided that ending choice depending on your playstyle. And I don't think people would be getting so butthurt.
No, people still get butthurt.
I would just think that there would be more ending options considering on how many radically different paths you could take in that game.
Exactly. I agree with Don.
But at the same time, you have to think about it this way. Did you really think that they were going to write 118 different endings for that game?
No.
They don't have to be 118. It just seems weird that no matter what you did all along, it boils down to, what, did you just say 3 or 4 different things?
And just make it happen differently. People survive, people die, people don't make it, people disappear.
But
people get obliterated. People don't get obliterated.
The biggest thing that made me mad about everybody getting so mad about the damn Mass Effect 3 and the big backlash it had was it's not about the destination in a video game. It's not. It's about the journey of getting there. It always has been. It always will be. It is not about the end. It's about the journey. Think of Mario Brothers 1. Think of freaking any of the old school games where the end would be like a black screen that said congratulations.
Right. But you would get pissed whenever you put so much effort into a game, you beat it, and then all you got was congratulations.
But they gave you more than that.
What they gave you a different colored ending than your buddy.
Okay.
Like, that's the problem. The whole time you're going making these huge decisions. People die. People don't die. People love you. People hate you.
Right.
Right? You sacrifice people. You save people. You make all these important decisions. You make love to people. You don't make love to people. You know?
Eliara.
Okay. And at the end, it's like the game was just literally like, well, I don't feel like giving you options anymore. So this is what you get. Take it or leave it. And everyone got angry. It makes sense. Like, let's say you're playing, I don't know. Let's take Persona 4, for instance. Okay. You make all these decisions, but they're all decisions that just make you understand the characters better. At the end of the game, it's pretty much... Actually, that's a bad example because there's multiple endings for Persona. I just realized that.
Yes.
All right, fine. Let's take Halo. Okay?
Okay.
Halo, your goal is to get from point A to point B. You meet a bad guy is evil, kill bad guy. That's it.
Yep.
Okay? You know where the ending is going. With this game, like, the paths are so different, and you can be a douchebag, you could be a really nice guy, right?
Right, and that's the fun of it, is that journey.
Exactly. And then you get to the end, and you want your ending to be like the journey.
But that's the thing.
There's no thing.
Have you yourself beaten Mass Effect 3 yet?
No, because I can't bring myself to play it, because I know that every ending, no matter what, is just going to be a different colored background. Like, it doesn't matter. The ending is the ending.
Okay.
And I want, like, an ending that is for me. The same way that, let's say, in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, there was the ending that was for you. Or there was the whole journey is for you. The ending needs to be for you as well. They can't just be like, well, you can have half of the pizza, but the rest is not for you anymore.
But here's the thing about, you're talking about Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 1, you had to kill Saren. You had to kill Saren. And then you made a choice if you wanted to put the dude on the council or if you wanted the dude that was already on the council to stay on the council.
Right. That was a big decision. That was a fairly big decision. That affects the rest of the game.
Okay. And then in the second game, you fought the giant Reaper baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then you chose, do I want to give the remains of this Reaper to the Elusive Man or no?
Yes.
Everybody got that ending. Everybody got the ending where they chose whether or not they wanted the Elusive Man to get the remains or not, or no. The only difference was in 2, if people had died along the way, like at the last mission, they were no longer there.
Exactly. Big changes. Big difference. Big changes, like at the last mission, right? People could disappear.
Right, and there are big changes. You do get to see what happens if you choose synthetics. You get to see people as synthetics. It's just at first the lights are just different. The light that envelops Shepard is different. After that, the endings are different. There's people that are synthetics. There are people that will talk about the Shepard, like it's a legend in one of the endings. In one of the endings, everybody just fucking dies and a new cycle starts over. There are multiple different endings after the freaking big color swap thing.
Okay.
It's just I felt like the backlash, the thing that I really am afraid of with the backlash is the fact that BioWare, caved in and decided they were going to do like a prologue after the director's cut or whatever, the extended edition, whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just afraid that the next time that the vocal minority gets all bent out of shape about the ending of a game, that they're going to use this as a precedent for the next company to do it as well.
See, but they listen to the community. That's the good thing. They listen to the community.
But at the same, okay, so if I don't like Dishonored's ending, and I get a group of people to do nothing but bitch about the endings to Dishonored, you feel like I should be like they should have to change that ending because
if they want to listen to you, because they could always just be like Infinity Ward with Modern Warfare and not listen to anything that people were complaining about, and then
Ward's a piece of shit.
Exactly, because they don't care about their community.
No, not exactly. At all. That's why I like Treyarch games a lot better. They listen.
They listen, right? That's all that BioWare did. They listened.
Look at all the updates that's going on right now with Black Ops 2.
Exactly, right? Because they're listening. They're like, okay, well, they're, you know, if you can give a good argument as to why something needs to be changed, they will take it into consideration, unlike some companies. And I feel like companies need to do that more, because then it'll give you a hard-on for them. And you will respect them, and thus you will buy more games, and thus their business will flourish.
So you're not going to be apprehensive of buying another BioWare game.
Probably not. No, because I know BioWare games for the most part are pretty good.
Okay.
You know, and like they've always, well, say for Brink, have always.
That was Bethesda.
Okay, right. All right. Well, yeah, even better. BioWare, they always give me something nice.
Like Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
You know what I heard, though, about the whole Mass Effect 3 thing, and this is the thing that really makes me mad, because I think BioWare, or possibly, I think it was probably EA, really screwed up. Do you know the lead writer on Mass Effect 1 was the same lead writer on Mass Effect 2?
Okay.
And then for Mass Effect 3, they took him off the Mass Effect series and made him go work on KOTOR?
Didn't they have, oh no, that was KOTOR, where they had like 12 different writers.
Yeah.
So like in every zone like felt like a different game, because like the writers would write in their own style. So all of a sudden everyone acts all weird.
Yeah, but that's the thing that really made me mad. The guy that basically created the Mass Effect universe, they took him off of the third game to work on Knights of the Old Republic.
It was Mass Effect where the people threatened to kill one of the girls who was one of the writers, right?
I believe so, yes.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure that was the game. Like, that's taking it a little too far.
You know, and these people just to see the way that the community acted about the Mass Effect 3 ending, where people were swearing and name calling and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was really immature.
No way to act. Come on, guys.
I mean, hey. Call of Duty kids act like little children too. Well, most of them are little children, but like
I was gonna say, most of them are 12-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly. So like most gamers are like little children, and the sad part is most of the people who complain are little children, for the most part.
But that was a huge thing that happened this year.
It was pretty big. I'm pretty sure it even got like put up on the news everywhere too. Like, it's a pretty big thing.
I don't know. All right, now the next one's kind of sad. It's the end of because a lot of print magazines closed down this year. Nintendo Power, GamePro, the official Xbox, and the official PlayStation magazine all closed down this year.
What did you guys read? Or used to read, rather?
I used to read GamePro.
I used to read GamePro too. I still have my October 1998 issue. That I remember getting that. It was my first gaming magazine I ever got. It had Metal Gear on the cover.
I was supposed to throw away my game magazine collection.
Oh, that sucks. Why?
Because we were moving to this house, and I think Dawn thought I was kind of a hoarder for having them. I literally had like 300 pounds of video game magazines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no bullshit. They weren't in like condition. They were like in buckets, like with the pages all mashed up and shit. Like they were not stored nicely. They would not have been worth anything to anyone.
I had GamePros from like the first issue of GamePro, all the way up till the end of the PS2 era.
Damn.
Yeah.
Stop making everything out to be my fault.
It wasn't your fault. It needed to go. I understand. I had every single issue of PSM.
Those were ass, by the way.
I loved print magazines, and it's so sad to see, like, especially shit like GamePro closed down. I loved fucking GamePro.
Right, but this was like kind of like inevitable. Like, you can't keep up. They couldn't keep up.
No, they can't keep up, especially when you can go to like some game websites like GamingDeath.com. Well, no, not even us. Like IGN or anybody like that, and you can get the information every day, new information, whereas a print magazine you're waiting
a month,
for the monthly issue.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get it in print, it's been on the internet for at least 2 weeks already.
All your friends have been talking about it.
Which is, I find it cool that Game Informer is still going, and the reason that they can keep going, not only is it because they have GameStop/EB Games behind them, but it's also because they run a video game website as well as the magazine, which I think is really freaking cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's sad, but like, man, it was kind of inevitable. Like, it was gonna happen eventually, like very soon.
Sites come and go too, but it's sad to see like pieces of my childhood going away, especially Nintendo Power and Game Pro.
I only read Game Pro.
I read Nintendo Power way back during the NES days.
I think I bought one Nintendo Power magazine ever, and that was the one with the Golden Sun strategy guide built in.
Like, I got a free copy of, I think, Dragon Warrior on the NES by subscribing to Game Pro.
Damn.
Nintendo Power.
Damn.
Like, I loved fucking Nintendo Power back in the day, and then I went to Game Pro, and then from Game Pro to PSM. But PSM hasn't been in circulation for a very long time. But it's sad, so let's pour one out for Nintendo Power, Game Pro, and OXM and OPM. Sound good? Let's pour one out.
But like,
pour one out for our homies.
Don was just talking about this before we started the cast, that the last issue of Nintendo Power is going for $70.
Yeah, some crap like that.
Yeah, so like now people want to buy it. Now once they're like, oh well, we're not making this anymore. Now everyone's like, oh, I'll buy it.
That's because it's like, oh, I need it for my collection. It's the last one. It might be worth something someday.
Yeah, exactly, right? But before that, like, no one cared about Nintendo Power. That's the problem.
Well, that's like Twinkies, too.
No, because people gave a fuck about Twinkies.
Not really.
Yes, the people that eat Twinkies, they love that shit, and they buy them all the time. It's not like nobody was buying Twinkies.
But not as many people were buying Twinkies as they should have been, or Hostess wouldn't have went out of business.
No, they made some bad business decisions, which was why Hostess was going out of business.
Whatever. But I want an issue of Nintendo Power because I know that it didn't get thrown away. I have the first issue of Nintendo Power laying around somewhere. I want the last issue. Just so I can have both the first and the last issue. Not mean?
I know what you mean.
Alright, you guys want to do the next news story or another email?
Let's,
I think you should brighten things up with an email.
Yeah.
Brighten things up with an email. Alright, this email comes in from Austin. It says, hey guys, so I want to ask you guys about a game that really isn't talked about much. And that is The Last Guardian. My question is, do you guys think it will ever come out? Why or why not? And what's console? PS3, PS4, PS Vita? And he says, I personally think it will be a launch title for the PS4, seeing as how all systems really need a good killer app at launch. The Last Guardian could be the perfect one for the PS4. And then he writes his name, Austin, a.k.a. Mario Kart 140. Now, do you guys know about The Last Guardian?
Yep.
John, do you know about The Last Guardian?
Just a little bit.
Okay, now this game was supposed to come out, like 8 years ago?
Something like that.
Like 15 years ago, yeah.
And it's still not out. I don't think it's ever going to come out. I really don't. And that's only because it's not talked about anymore. They haven't showed anything on it in a long time, and most of that team doesn't even work for Sony anymore. If it does ever come out, it'll be a PSN downloadable game.
In which case, it'll probably be mediocre.
Exactly. But which makes it really sad because this is from the team that the team that brought us Ico and what the hell is the other one?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus. Thank you. And I really like both those games.
Yeah. I like Shadow of the Colossus. I've never played Ico. I want to get the collection. I still don't have that HD collection, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what was up with that game. Like, they're like, oh, here it is. Oh, it's gone. Oh, here it is again. Oh, and now it's gone. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. And people were looking forward to it. It's not like it was just some game that no one cared about. Like, get those all the time. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure what happened there. It's a shame.
Somebody dropped the ball.
I'll agree. It probably will never come out at this point. It's too much, too old. It'll probably be another Duke Nukem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It'll just be a disappointment. Like, it won't necessarily be bad, but it'll be mediocre, and like everyone will be angry and
be like, this would have been good two systems ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but as for it being a launch title on the PS4, I highly doubt it. Like,
it wouldn't be big enough.
No,
it wouldn't be like a big enough title to make people buy PS4s, because like when you ask like the average gamer, the guy who plays, he'll go to the store, he'll buy Call of Duty every year, he'll play it like 2 hours a week, and then he'll because he's got to go hang out with his G's and get drunk and party, right? Or he'll buy Madden. He'll buy Madden and like he'll play Madden for like 30 minutes, and then just before he goes out because he has nothing to do. Those guys, you just show them like, oh, here's The Last Guardian launch title, buy a PS4. They will not give a rat's ass about a game like that.
No, you know what PS4 needs for a launch title? It needs Black 2. That'll sell consoles and games.
Yeah. You show some like extremely nice next gen graphics and physics and lighting and stuff. Oh
MGS
my god.
MGS5.
There you go. That will sell consoles. Stuff like that.
I will buy a PS4 at launch if it has MGS5 on it.
I mean, I don't know about that, but
it's not ass.
I hate it. I did not like MGS4.
Either did I. It was a movie.
It wasn't even that. It was just I did not like this, like the character, the scenery, the levels, or anything.
It was so pretty though. I was just so fucking boo-boo butthurt that they gave Snake gray hair and made him stupid old. I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
The best part of that game was going back to Shadow Moses.
I didn't even get that far.
You get to go back to Shadow Moses.
Kind of don't care.
Oh.
I liked MGS1 and MGS3.
Those are the two best MGSs. Even MGSs suck dick. What's your thoughts on The Last Guardian there, Dawn?
I don't really care one way or the other. So.
Do you think it's going to come out?
If it never comes out, that does not change my life.
Well, do you think it's going to come out?
They might pull a Duke Nukem on it. But either you're going to have a mediocre game that's two systems too late to be anything, or that you've got the slim chance of it being a really good game that people are excited about.
Right.
I don't know. It could come out, but it's not going to have any of the people that used to work on it.
I don't know. All right, somebody take the next thing for end of the year.
Don't we roll a prize?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to roll a prize. I'm sorry, Austin.
Didn't roll a prize.
Austin, you win a copy of Orcs Must Die 2 on Steam. Woo! That game's really good, so enjoy it.
Probably one of the best games on Steam.
Yeah.
Steam exclusive, too.
Yeah, it is.
Well, PC exclusive. I don't know if you can get it anywhere else.
I think you can only get it on Steam, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Enjoy it. You'll love it, I promise.
Or your money back.
Or, yeah, your free money back.
Or your free money back.
All right. Someone take the next one, please.
Big names leaving the industry. Cliffy B leaves Epic. Peter Molyneux leaves Xbox and Lionhead. I don't care because I don't really like Peter Molyneux. Greg Zeschuk and Ray Muzaka leave BioWare. Dave Jaffe leaves Eat, Sleep, Play. Really? What the hell is Eat, Sleep, Play?
That was his company that he started after he left Sony.
And Yoshitori Ono leaves Capcom and Street Fighter.
Yeah, lots of people leaving.
Big names.
the Cliffy B leaving Epic is still like blowing my mind.
I mean, I wouldn't really say blowing my mind, but I mean,
but he's leaving the industry.
Yeah.
Like, and since Epic even came onto my radar, Cliffy B was Epic.
Yeah.
Like
he is the face of it.
He is the face of Epic. And now that he's not there, I'm worried about what this means for Epic when the next console generation comes out.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna ruin it, but
you know, I really want to see what happens with Judgment now that he's not there. I want to see if it has the same the same sale pushing and you know all the media behind it that the rest of the games have, because I think a big part of his part there was him pushing these games so much and doing all the interviews and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he did a really good job at selling the games and being like, I guess, what is it, the product manager, product lead.
Yeah, well, he also developed a lot of the shit too.
Exactly, like he was everywhere. Like he was. I mean, he must have like overworked himself, but like, why leave the industry? Why not just take a break?
Well, from what I heard, it was because he's been doing this since he was 18. For the past 20 years, that's all he's done. And he's like, listen, I'm married and I have kids now. I want to go spend time with them. Fuck video games.
See, that's the problem with the industry right now, is that like these guys who work in this thing, they work like 20 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's like terrible.
It's too much.
Yeah, you get burnt out doing that shit.
Like Yoshitori Ono from Capcom, he ended up in the freaking hospital from getting overworked. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got out of the hospital and was like, listen, here, take Street Fighter, I'm gone.
I'm gone, yeah, no more of this. Like, I almost died. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like
those are the two that are kind of like, feel like they're overworked. Peter Molyneux left because he was like, Microsoft is asking us to do too much stuff to actually, I guess, make good games, so I'm going to go make my own company called 22 Cans.
And it's going to... I just don't like Peter Molyneux.
I like Fable, though.
I don't like Fable, and I don't like Peter Molyneux because he's always a fucking liar.
Yeah, he's a big fucking liar.
He is the biggest fucking liar in the world. Like, he could suck a dick. I do not like Peter. I do not respect Peter Molyneux. I like the ideas he has, but because he lies, like... He has no shame, shameless lying, and his hands should be smacked for being a douchebag.
And
because I was looking forward to Fable 2, it was 10 times the size of Fable 1. In other words, you can hop over the fence and walk 3 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, fuck you. That is not 10 times bigger. The game will last you 10 times longer. I beat it in 2 sittings over like 6 hours, and I sold the game.
Hey, that's 3 times longer than the first Fable.
Fuck that, dude. I never even finished Fable 1.
Fable 1 2 hours long.
Really? Because I never got to finish it, and I played it a lot. Yeah, and when I played Fable 2...
Fable 1 you can beat in 2 hours.
Yeah. And then, what else did he make? Oh, yeah, and then he does The Sims. He used to do The Sims, didn't he?
No.
I thought Peter Molyneux did The Sims originally.
No! That's, the hell is his name?
The other guy who's like Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, the guy from Maxis. What the hell is his name? Oh, my God.
All right. Anyways, right. What else did Peter Molyneux do? The stupid Connect thing with the child molester.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell was that thing's name?
I don't remember. It was a stupid kid, and he's like, you're like something like that, yeah. And then you get to molest the child or something, and it responds.
Wait, what?
That never happened. Yeah. And then they did Connect-Animals with that, didn't they? Connect-Animals?
Yeah, that's Connect-Animals.
Essentially, yeah. Which was terrible.
Let's see, what games did he do?
Oh, he did that. Or did he do the what's it called? No, that's Maxis as well, isn't it?
Okay, wait. He did Fusion, Populous, Powermonger, Populous 2, the original Syndicate, Theme Park, Magic Carpet, High Octane, Gene Wars, Dungeon Keeper, Black and White,
yeah.
Fable, Fable Lost Chapters, the movies, Black and White 2, the movie Stunts and Effects, Black and White 2 Battle of the Gods, Fable 2, Fable 3, Project Milo. The thing's name was Milo.
Yeah. Is that it?
And Fable the Journey.
Also, he didn't work on, what's that thing where you get to create an alien and you take over the universe?
Spore. No,
I thought he created that. That's that other guy that looks like him.
Right. That's Will Wright.
Yeah, to me, they're the same two douchebags. Well, although Will Wright
doesn't lie.
Yeah, Will Wright doesn't lie. That's right. I don't know. I've lost respect for Peter Molyneux, and I could care less if he left and made his own company or if he left the industry. All right, that's my personal opinion.
What about the doctors leaving BioWare? Dr. Greg and Dr. Ray.
I don't know. What did they do?
They were the founders of BioWare.
Okay.
And they left BioWare. I think that it was too much pressure from EA for them to do what EA wanted them to do. I think they were kicking themselves in the ass when they sold BioWare. Yeah.
See, again, like it comes down to EA, Activision, I guess, and the three big guys like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Yeah. Like, especially Activision and EA, like all their third-party games, like they just, well, not third-party, I guess, like all the games they publish.
They're too heavy-handed in them.
Yeah, like stop fucking crushing like your teams. Like that's why everyone's leaving. That's why these games are turning out to be ass. You want to make money? Take your time.
Be nice to your employee.
It's the same way that if you want to get an A+ in school, you have to do it properly. You can't just like type a random thing and then expect to get an A+, which is what they're doing. Like, and they're killing they're these like good companies. Like that's the problem. Like, and I'm starting to get pissed because Activision is notorious for that.
Oh yeah, so is EA though.
Yeah, EA too. But although EA is a little bit nicer.
Look at Dragon Age 2.
Yeah, so Dragon Age 2 was already a disaster the second they decided to take away the open worldness.
That was EA's decision.
Was it?
Yes. EA was like, hey, Dragon Age 1 made all this money. You guys need to put another Dragon Age game out within the next 8 months.
Yeah, see?
And they were like, it's going to take us a while. And they were like, we'll just do something different then.
See, that's the thing. Greed is powerful, man.
Fucking dudes in the suits ruining the industry.
Like, and here's the problem. Like, why do people not understand that you want to make long-term money? Don't be so greedy to get it all at once.
Don't piss off all the fans.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, with Dragon Age 3, I'm going to be very, very skeptical. Skeptical. Yeah.
Skeptical. Come on now.
Like, and I don't really trust Activision and Infinity Ward anymore. Like, I don't
trust Infinity Ward at all anymore.
At all, yeah. Like, I don't think I'm going to get Modern Warfare 4, whatever the next Call of Duty they're going to make, because I just don't trust them to make a good product anymore. And a lot of people think that way.
I would be happy if freaking EA decided, right? EA's Call of Duty, right? I think so. No, Activision. If Activision decided they were not going to do a Call of Duty every year, they were going to do a Call of Duty one every 2 years, and they just had Treyarch work on them,
that'd be fine.
I'd be fine with that.
And see, you would get a better product that would sell more and hype people, right? You know, like, you have all these people bad mouthing the games at this point. Like, you know, how do you feel like these people who are on the outside looking in? They're gonna be like, oh, I hear nothing good about Call of Duty. I don't want anything with that. They don't get my money. That's too expensive. Then they're gonna start losing business. You know why? Because they're greedy. Because they're like, oh man, this thing's making money. I'm just gonna keep pumping these out because
crap them out.
Yeah, and eventually no one's gonna trust you.
I'm very happy with Black Ops 2. That's the thing. Like, Black Ops 2 is a very well-made game.
Well, it feels like Treyarch actually took some time, listened to the community, and worked really hard to try to redeem the mistakes that Modern Warfare 3 was.
My only problem is they need to do something about the lag compensation and the hit detection.
Yes. Yeah, because that's still kind of shoddy.
It's shoddy at best.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel bad about all these companies, all these guys leaving, except Peter Molyneux because he was a liar.
And I don't care about David Jaffe leaving.
What did he do?
God of War, Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah, he was the lead though for God of War and stuff, right?
God of War 1, yeah.
Yeah, he did some decent stuff.
But his thing was he wanted to jump from project to project, and he never put everything into anything.
Right. I think it's just because he wanted to do more, thus he was doing less.
Let's see, what did he do? He did Twisted Metal, Calling All Cars, God of War 2, Connectica, and Mickey Mania. He was the designer on every Twisted Metal up until this most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
He was the original game director on God of War 1. He was the creative director on God of War 2. And he was the game director on Calling All Cars.
Yeah, none of those sound awesome.
Twisted Metal was good, and God of War 1 and 2 were the best God of War games.
I have 3. I haven't played it yet. The Vita ones were not too bad.
The Vita, he didn't work on the Vita.
Yeah, that's true. So, like, I mean, he left, and the games didn't take too much of a hit.
No, not really.
Like, I mean, Cliffy B is going to leave Epic, and you're going to see that like spice that Cliffy B sprinkled into the games, right?
I hope so. I hope there's someone that can bring that spice that Cliffy B brought to
It's not going to be the same spice. It's going to be like, it's like if you put like that special little hint of nutmeg, and then some other guy comes in and like you take out the nutmeg and you replace it with like cinnamon or something. You're like, what the hell is this?
It's going to be different, but still good.
Exactly.
The only thing I'm worried about with Epic and Cliffy B leaving is I'm afraid that Epic's going to be stuck doing nothing but Gears of War games from now until the end of time.
Well, they can't do that many Gears of War games.
Yeah, that's true. There's only so much they can do. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't know. As for Yoshitori Ono, I don't really care. Like, he was a really good community manager, but like Capcom is like, they have so much wax in their ears that they just never listen to anything anyone says. So I don't know.
They're like, la 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 la. We know what we're doing because we're awesome.
What are your thoughts on this, Dawn?
Yeah, that's my thing. What's Dawn's thoughts?
Does this bother you? Are you not? Are you going to lose sleep over all of this?
No, actually, I don't care.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just, it's sad for some of the people like you kind of like I like Cliffy B.
Like, not to say these guys aren't good or anything like that. It's, I don't know, I just feel like someone new always comes along, and then it's, the next chapter and what's going on.
There's only one person that you cannot replace.
Who's that?
Take a guess.
Oh, this Nintendo dude.
Miyamoto?
No? Yeah?
Miyamoto?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Miyamoto. You can't replace Miyamoto, and you can't replace Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hideo Kojima also writes the Metal Gear stuff, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so like right there, as soon as you replace him, you're replacing the game essentially. Just using the same character.
Now, do you guys think...
Isn't Hideo Kojima the same dude I'm mad at because he keeps fucking with the Castlevania timeline?
No.
That's another dude over at Konami.
No, Hideo helped them work on Lords of Shadow, but only for like 3D shit.
Okay.
Like how to work the game and stuff like that. Now, do you guys think we're going to see more big names that we know and love leaving industry in the coming years?
Yep. As
next generation?
As Activision and EA and all these big companies milk these little companies, these smaller companies to death, people are just going to be like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here.
Yeah, they need to stop burning out their dudes.
Yeah, like, look what Capcom did with Yoshinori Ono. Like, they almost killed him. They're like, come on, I bet we can get one more drop out of this guy. Let's go. Squeeze.
Yeah, you can't burn out your dudes.
You can only go so much.
Let's talk about something a little happier that happened this year. The Sony Vita.
The Nintendo Vita.
The Nintendo Vita.
That's what I thought you were going to say. I was like,
The PlayStation Vita.
There goes our are ever getting access to Nintendo stuff.
The PlayStation Vita. The console is so badass.
And I'm so sad that it doesn't do that well.
It's selling like shit. It's got so many fucking games on it.
I don't know about so many. It's what it has, for the most part, is quality, but...
Right, most of the games are good, which you can't really say about the 3DS. I mean...
No.
The 3DS has good games, don't get me wrong, absolutely. Most of them are first-party titles, though.
Right.
It has its handful of good third-party titles.
Resident Evil Revelations.
Resident Evil. It has that Elite Beat Agent, or not Elite Beat Agent. So what's it called? The Rhythm Thief. It has that Professor Layton game, which I heard
Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm.
Like, it has good games, but it also has a lot of random crap and garbage.
And even some of their first-party titles, like New Super Mario Brothers 2, was garbage.
Yeah, it's just like they just remade New Super Mario Brothers 1 and put
basically, and was like, hey, try to collect 1 million coins.
Then again, I mean, with 2D Mario, there's only so much you can do.
No, there's a lot that you can do with 2D Mario.
No, not really, without like completely breaking the formula and pissing people off. I think Mario's at this thin line where like he's gotten to the point where if you change something, people are gonna freak the fuck out.
But my thing with it is, okay, we keep getting these games that are like the old school NES games. Can we get something like freaking Super Mario Land again?
If we're gonna kick it old school with NES games, can I get some ye olde Castlevania? Not to be totally stuck in my fandom, but I hate Mario.
You will get it. You will.
You're getting your 2D Castlevania side scroller.
It's almost ready. Don. But anyways, the Vita has every game is pretty good. Like I can't really think of like a game on the Vita that's like so horrible.
I can. Declassified. Resistance Burning Skies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey,
the first person shooters on it suck.
Okay. To be fair, all the first-person shooters are made by the same company, which clearly puts no effort into them.
Well, they're not. They don't even make games anymore. They're an iPhone developer now.
Good. Get out of here. You take like 2 decent games and you completely fuck them up that bad on a handheld that needs these good games. No, come on, Sony.
But now here's the thing with the Vita. How is the Vita ever? What game is going to make people buy the Vita if Call of Duty won't?
What, God of War?
I just don't think Call of Duty's a good handheld.
Yeah, that's the thing. Call of Duty is
but Call of Duty can sell hotcakes everywhere.
Not really. Like, no one goes out of their way and thinking like, oh my god, I can't wait for the new handheld Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's not Call of Duty. It's going to be games like God of War, single-player stuff. When you think handheld, you think single-player. Call of Duty, no one goes to the midnight launch and goes, oh my god, I cannot wait for the new Call of Duty story.
Yeah, and you don't have the other people either. Like, the bros that play Call of Duty, they're not like, oh man,
the
handheld for show.
Can't wait to go to the coffee store and play some Call of Duty with my bros. Like, it doesn't work that way, right?
Never happening.
But, I mean, God of War, games like, I don't know, anything that sells PS3s. Whatever sells PS3s will sell Vitas.
So, Black Ops.
No.
The weird thing is, though, they...
Skyrim.
LOL.
Yo, Borderlands 2 on the Vita, I think would be so badass.
See, a game like that would probably sell millions of Vitas. Because, like, if you make it really good, really solid... people will buy. And also, it doesn't help that the Vita is $250.
No, if it was $200, it would sell like hotcakes.
$200, $290 maybe, like just to be, just to put it under that $200.
It's $295.
$190.
I think $199.99 it would sell.
Yeah, it would help.
But like, the Vita launched with 25 launch games.
And they were almost all good. I still want, like, I still don't have Wipeout 2048, and I really want that, and Army Corps Hell.
I don't want Hustle Kings.
No, see, it did come out with some bad. There are bad games on the Vita, but
Reality Fighters or Michael Jackson: The Experience.
It's not like the 3DS launch.
No, the 3DS launch was abysmal.
It was terrible.
3DS.
I want to play the Dynasty. I want to play the Dynasty Warriors game on the Vita.
That one is pretty good. It's not going to sell systems, but it's a pretty solid, fun game, and it looks good too.
You know what sold? You know what they did? They did really well by releasing Uncharted as a launch game.
Yeah. See, I bought Uncharted with my Vita, and honestly, it's a good game. A little bit too much touching, but.
Oh yeah, I got it for free with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
it's a good game. I would have never paid $50 for it, which was the launch, which was its price when it first came out. Mm-hmm. But it's a good game. I would have paid $30 for it.
See, I think they should not sell Vita games for $50.
No, 30 should be the cheap, 40 should be the expensive.
40, yeah, exactly. I have no problem spending $40 for a Vita game because I know I'm getting decent graphics, if not good graphics, and possible good gameplay because the control layout, dual analog sticks.
Right.
And they're good analog sticks. It's not like the 3DS analog. It's not even an analog. It's like the slidey thing. It's so inconvenient. It's so awkward.
But now here's my thing. The best game currently on the Vita is Persona 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best game on the Vita right
now. See, here's the thing. Vita should really, honestly, if you like fighting games, Vita is the thing, dude. Every single fighting game is on the Vita. You got Mortal Kombat, you got BlazBlue, you got Street Fighter Cross Tekken, you have, what else is there? There's 2 more, I think, fighting games. Marvel vs. Capcom.
PlayStation All-Stars.
PlayStation All-Stars. Every fighting game that came out this year, almost. Dead or Alive 5 is coming out next year. Yep. And I can't think of anything else, but so far for fighting games, the Vita's it. It's in, and the controls are pretty decent for.
You know what game's really underrated, and we didn't talk about it on our Game of the Year episode or anything. Freaking Little Big Planet Vita is the quintessential Little Big Planet game.
Really? I haven't got that yet because I'm not a huge fan of Little Big Planet, but I want to get it just to play. I want every game on the Vita. That's how much I love this little handheld. It's fantastic.
And the best thing about Little Big Planet is the touching mechanics are in it are fun and actually, they make sense. It's not like, oh, well, here, pick up this weapon, or here's hand-to-hand combat, touch these things. It's like, push out these platforms so that you can jump on them by using the rear touchpad. Mm-hmm. Pull down these spring blocks with your fingers on the main touchscreen to launch yourself up.
Apparently they're coming out with Oddworld Stranger's Wrath in HD for the Vita.
I will buy that. I love Stranger's Wrath. I
don't know when that's coming out. Apparently it's supposed to be out already. That's probably wrong. It says it's supposed to come out on the 18th, but I'm not sure if it did or didn't come out. We'll have to check. I haven't checked the store actually lately.
I haven't checked the store in a while.
Persona 4 is the absolute best RPG on there because
why are they releasing all these HD remakes on the PS3? Just release them on the Vita. In all honesty,
I would buy them or both. Why not both? You know what? I really like this motto where they're going. You buy the PS3 game, you get the Vita version.
The cross buy, absolutely. I like that a lot.
Superb. I love with PlayStation All Stars. I love the fact that it came with the PS3 version and the PS Vita version. I love that. So smart. Because I can now take the game that I have at home on the road with me. And the best part is because it's DLC for them, it doesn't actually cost them anything to give me this extra copy.
Right.
No.
And it does sell extra copies because I bought it because it came with 2 copies of the game. Right?
Right.
Another great game is apparently Sound Shapes. It got best handheld or best DLC game, I think, at the award things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this Sound Shape.
Yeah, so
game.
have I. I haven't played
it. It's $10. Yeah, I want to buy it. I just haven't had the time to.
See, PlayStation Network needs to have a Steam sale.
So does they do.
Same thing with Microsoft, Xbox Live.
Rayman Origins apparently is really good. I mean, it's the same Rayman Origins you've played, but apparently it looks really nice. It actually looks better apparently than the console ones. Right. There's so many good games on the Vita. So good.
Done. What's your feelings on the Vita?
I haven't really gotten to play it too much.
Oh, Chris, let her play it.
I'm playing Persona 4.
Let her play it. Stop being so greedy.
Persona 4.
Stop on. Just take the Vita out of his hands and play it. Please.
He would smack me in the mouth. Are you kidding me?
No, please. Just punch him in the nuts. What the hell?
I would never smack Dawn in the mouth.
Exactly, but Dawn would punch you in the nuts.
No, I'm pretty sure if I grabbed your Vita, you'd smack me in the mouth.
No, I would never hit a girl.
Oh, come on. Let her play it so she can experience how awesome the Vita is. Because you love the 3DS, right? You like the 3DS and the DS.
I'm alright with the 3DS.
I think that Dawn would love the Vita, which is why I'm afraid to let her play it.
That's the thing. See, I think like a lot of people are just, again, I can't say this word, skeptical.
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 Of having a fever. And like they're scared, and as soon as they play it, they're just like, damn, this thing is godlike.
Well, Dawn was a little apprehensive about me wanting one.
Right.
And I was like, no, I really want one. No, I really want one.
No, because for a while you weren't like, I really want one. You were like, I could go for having one. I could go for having one.
And then they announced Assassin's Creed, and I was like, I have to have one.
Yeah, and then they announced Assassin's Creed Liberation, and then you were like, oh, I gotta have this. And I was like, just get it for one friggin' thing.
Oh, but it's so good. See, but for me, once I saw the launch lineup, at first I was like, I can live without it. And then the launch lineup, Uncharted, Katamari, Dynasty Warriors, BlazBlue, Marvel vs. Capcom. I was like, every game is good. I love every game.
Dawn bought me my Vita for our anniversary this year.
The best anniversary gift you could get someone.
Yeah.
You should buy her a Vita
I bought her a 3DS.
Well, this year you buy
and her original DS. And her Xbox
let
360.
let her play it, Chris. Let her play it. Give her a game, like let her pick a game that she would like to play and let her play it, because I really think that everyone needs to play the Vita. This thing needs to sell because it's good development.
My thing with Dawn and buying her a system is I don't want to buy her a system where she's only going to play 2 games. That's kind of the problem.
That's not fair. You have a PS3.
I played Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Infamous 2.
Those are technically like 2 games. I mean, it's just 2 series. Like if Skyrim 2 was to come out, I'm sure Dawn would play it, right?
I played PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Uh-huh. More on the Vita, though, than the PS3, no?
We're also talking to the same guy who still owns a Wii.
Yes.
I still own a Wii too, and I never use it. Yeah, that was a big waste of money.
But here's the big thing with the PS3. The best
part about the Wii is that he traded in the Wii and then rebought a Wii.
Come on, Dawn. Don't you love watching Blu-rays and snuggling with Chris?
We don't watch Blu-rays all that often.
No, but we will now. Your mom got me the freaking Dark Knight trilogy on Blu-ray for Christmas. So I'm going to watch that shit.
I don't know. I think Dawn will play a lot of Vita games. Like there's a lot of games in here that I think Dawn would like. Like I'm looking at the list right now of the games that are on here, and there's a lot of like really awesome games.
Like what?
There's a lot of like the downloadable stuff that's like really fun. Escape Plan I heard was really cool.
Yeah, I don't think Dawn would play Escape Plan.
I think Dawn would like, let's see. What would Dawn like?
Dynasty Warriors Next. She would play that.
Would you? Dawn?
Probably. I've played the crap out of most other Dynasty Warriors.
See,
even though some other jerkface got all the achievements.
Dawn really likes Dynasty Warriors.
Okay. See, okay, so I can't really see what Dawn would like. I can kind of imagine, but then I'm always wrong. Dawn is very exotic game taste. Because I didn't think Dawn would enjoy Dynasty Warriors, and turns out she loves it, which is awesome because Dynasty Warriors is freaking sweet.
Dawn doesn't like Little
I've gotten a lot of hate for the Dynasty Warriors thing.
No, dude, I think it's sick that you love Dynasty Warriors because I freaking buy every Dynasty Warrior game.
Yeah, well,
so do we.
But you get the hate from the people that are like, oh, it's the same fucking game over again. And it's like, well,
it's the same awesomeness over again.
You buy Call of Duty every year, okay?
Exactly.
I think Dawn would like Silent Hill Book of Memories.
You think so?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't think she'd like that one.
She enjoyed what she played of Diablo 3.
Oh, and because Silent Hill is a lot like that?
Yeah, it's very dungeon crawling-y, beating people in the face with lead pipes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Lego Lord of the Rings, possibly.
I don't know. I guess that's why you guys are fiancés. Because I get everyone. I'm like, oh, Dawn would like this, and then she's like, nope. I'm like, oh, Dawn wouldn't like this. She's like, yes.
I think Dawn would like Persona 4, except it has too much talking. But a lot of it's voice acted, which is good.
Yeah, but I think that annoys me even more. I'm like, these assholes won't shut up.
Okay, has there ever been a type of game, like a game that you don't like? Let's say like one with a lot of talking, but like that you fell in love with and you have to play it.
Legend of Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon.
Like you're like, oh my god, this is so annoying. Oh, but it's so good. I can't stop playing it. And you were like as you were playing, as you were playing, your body was fighting itself.
Talking and talking and talking forever.
I think she would like Persona 4 then in that case.
I think she would too. That game is very...
Persona 4 is one of those games because it's so...
amazing?
It's because you can relate to it. It's not like Legend of Dragoon where it's some fantasy world and like you're God knows where and it's like unrealistic. Persona 4 is very realistic, like in the sense that it's just some 16-year-old kids and they just happen to find this ridiculous world, and it only gets unrealistic once you go into that unrealistic world, right?
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like this is some crap in reality.
Do you know there's only 6 announced games next year for the PlayStation Vita?
Yeah, there's not a lot, so far. Maybe she would like Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward.
She might.
It's a puzzle game. But there's a lot of talking, but it's really cool. It's kind of like Saw, just not violent. Well, I mean, the little bit that I played so far hasn't been violent. Who knows?
Isn't there a bomb inside of you and you can
there's a bomb on your wrist, yeah. And if you screw around and you break the rules, they kill you. It's not a bomb. It's a poison. It's poison. It just puts you to sleep and you die.
Which is the one with the bomb?
That sounds good. Yeah, and I think it's like only a certain amount of people can leave the room and everyone else has to die or something like that. It's interesting. It's a really cool game. Just a lot of talking again. God, a lot of these games I like have a lot of talking. Maybe Virtual Tennis 4. Dawn?
No.
Madden.
Yeah, okay.
There's 9 games announced next year for the 3DS.
3DS? 9?
9. Luigi's Mansion, Monster Hunter, Scribblenauts. No, not Scribblenauts. Monster Hunter, Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing, Chocobo Racing, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Brain Age, Fire Emblem.
We should all get Monster Hunter and play together.
Oh, I would totally play Monster Hunter with you there,
Dawn, you could play with us? Come on.
What is Monster Hunter? Other than the fact that it's wildly popular in Japan, I know nothing about it.
Chris, go ahead and explain. I'm pretty sure you can somehow convince her.
You walk around, you make your character. It's fantasy style. You make your character, and then you join up with some other people via internet or local, and you beat the crap out of monsters with swords and big monsters with swords and axes and spells and shit.
And it's not an MMO.
And it's not an MMO.
I really want to point that out because for some reason I felt like you were like, this sounds like an MMO.
Yeah, sounding kind of World of Warcraft. What?
It's not at all like World of Warcraft. It's like an action. So you have to physically dodge the attacks. You can't just like, oh, my dodge number is 63, so I will dodge this attack. Yeah, it's fun with people.
All right, let's read another email.
Yeah, let's read another email.
Our next email comes in from random Pat. Pat says, for your reader mail EOY end of the year podcast, I want to know, what was your guilty gaming pleasure of 2012? Most likely a game you recognized was terrible, but enjoyed and played more than you'd care to admit. Thanks for the podcast and have a great holiday, even Boxing Day. Thanks, Pat.
Yes, Boxing Day. God. Oh, 007 Legends. Yeah.
That was your guilty pleasure? You played it even though it was bad?
It was terrible, and I finished it because I felt like I had to. Felt like it was James Bond, so I was like, oh man, this is so awesome, but it was so fucking bad.
Mine's New Super Mario Brothers 2. Bullshit. I hate that game. I think that game was really bad, but I collected my million coins.
Diablo 3 as well.
Diablo 3.
It really isn't that good of a game, and yet I found myself playing hundreds of hours.
Guild Wars 2.
No, Guild Wars 2 I really liked, and I played a lot of it. It got boring at the end.
There was no end game to that game, and that made...
Yeah, but you never reached the end, though.
Yeah, because I'm glad I didn't, because there was no end game.
Because I warned you. I told you it's not really worth it yet. Maybe later, once they improve.
Well, it's good that you warned him, because if he got all the way up there and there was no end game, he would have wanted to smack a baby.
Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking with that game, to be honest. Like, they pissed off a lot of people. I remember how busy the servers were?
Yeah.
You go in there, there's like no one playing it really anymore. Because there's nothing to do. Everyone's done everything.
Really?
Pretty much. Like, I mean, I was fully geared. The only thing that was left to do is get a legendary weapon, which I didn't really care for. And again, it came down to the fact that, okay, yeah, you got D-level to your friend's level to play in the zone, but like you never got a chance to show off your power. Like, no. You know how in WoW, like, you got new gear, and like, you hit level 60 or 70 or whatever, and you went back to the newbie zones, and you were like, oh, yeah, one-shot this motherfucker. Oh, yeah, get my revenge on this one elite that killed me when I was leveling up or something, right?
Yeah, exactly, and you couldn't do that.
You cannot do that for the life of anything in that game, and I think that killed it, too. Because farming, you were always farming, and there was no efficient place to farm, really. There's only the better places with better items that were worth more. This is kind of stupid. Just poorly thought out. For the long run. It was nice at the start, though. It's like, oh, I want to play with Chris. Chris is level 15. Oh, I'm level 80. Oh, well, if I go into Chris's zone, I'll be level 15 as well. That was cool.
Right. All right, let's see.
What about Dawn?
I'm sorry, Dawn. What the hell what's your guilty pleasure this year that was bad that you played
Starfleet. Anyway? No, I'm kidding.
I actually like Starfleet.
I know.
I know it's like a cheesy kids game, but I don't give a fuck. That game's fun. To be honest,
I've been looking for it on the cheap.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because I like the look of it.
Oh, I hope you find it because it's fun.
I've heard it's fun. I just think it's funny how Chris makes fun of it.
He's like, it's bootleg Kirby.
Kirby.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but what was your guilty pleasure this year, honey?
I don't know. Doesn't that kind of imply that you had some regret of playing what you were playing?
No, not necessarily.
Or embarrassment?
No, it's just a game that you knew was kind of bad that you played anyway.
Madden.
No, I did not enjoy that game.
No, but you kept playing it just to play with your friends.
Yeah, you kept playing it between that and the fact they dumped like $80 into it the day you bought it.
I did.
Did you spend $80 on the store?
No, I spent $20 on the store.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I wish I could find this game cheap.
What game?
Super Princess Peach.
No. No idea what that is.
It's a Princess Peach game.
So Don, nothing? Every game you played this year that you played a lot of, you enjoyed? And it was really, really good?
You could buy Starfleet for $10.88.
Yeah. But to ship it, what, Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon.
I don't think I played anything.
Starfleet's $15 and I have to pay for shipping. Sorry, Don.
I played a lot of just crap I had this year. Nothing new came out that I was ZOMG excited about.
I'm looking at the cover of Starfleet and I could just imagine Dawn being all cheapy and excited to play this game.
Yo, see what they're selling Princess Peach for on your Amazon. Super Princess Peach.
Sorry, my keyboard's really loud.
That's all right.
Oh, it's a DS game, $50.
Damn.
That's pricey. What is this game?
It's a Mario game where you play as Princess Peach and use she has 4 emotions you can use. It's like she can cry, she can get angry, she can be happy, and she can be gloomy.
Boo, you whore. You bitch at me all the time because I only have those emotions.
Yeah, but you don't use them and like have a parasol that talks to you.
No, if I had a parasol that talked to me, I'd be in a nut house right now.
Would you
know nothing about the world?
Sticker Stars?
I like Sticker Star a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be on sale on Tuesday. Just asking.
All right. Let's give Pat a gift. Pat, you win Saints Row the Third, the full package on Steam.
Oh, such a good game. I hope his computer can run it.
Which is Saints Row the Third
with all the DLC.
All the DLC.
Which most of it is actually really good. It's very short, but it's really fun and funny.
Yeah, Gangsters in Space.
I like the Trouble with the Clones one the most.
Yeah, I have it all on 360 already.
Yeah, I do too. It was so good. Such a great game.
Dude, we should co-op and just fuck around in that world one of these days.
Oh, yeah, sure, if you want, yeah.
I love that game.
I love fucking around with that.
All right, back to end of the year stuff. Let's talk about the Wii U, guys.
Meh.
Oh, man, I just looked in the notes and realized all this crap we need to cover. I'm tired.
There's 2 more things.
There's 2 more things. The Wii U, meh. It came out. I don't think Nintendo knows what the hell they're doing anymore.
Don't give a fuck.
I want one, but I mean, it looks cool, but I feel like it's just going to be the Wii all over again. Like, all the companies are just going to gimmick the freak out of each game, and like, it's just going to be ass.
All right.
All right, next topic. I feel so bad.
Yeah, I do feel bad, but that's really it.
Well, like, none of us has. Have you played? You've played it?
I've played it in the store, but I don't own one. I don't want one.
So you haven't actually sat down and played it for like an hour or 2?
No.
Actually got a feel for it. I've never, ever, ever touched it. Well, I mean, I touched the touchscreen because all the demos are on there, so I just swipe it across and I watch the demos slide through. And then I walk over.
I've never touched it yet because the demo I saw at the store was broken.
Yeah, they're always broken.
And I was like, good to know the system's hardy, that it's been here maybe a week and it's busted already.
It's all those snotty little children that break it. They just
all right.
Punch the controller.
Let's go back to some sad news. We had a whole shit ton of studios closed this year. Big Huge Games, 38 Studios, Zipper, Paragon, Hudson Soft, Sony Liverpool, Spellbound Entertainment, Imagine Engine, Zipper Interactive.
Already named Zipper.
Rockstar Vancouver, Big Studios, Black Hole Entertainment, THQ San Diego, Monumental Games, Ubisoft Vancouver, HB Studios Halifax. Those are the guys that did NBA Baller Beats.
I like how you had to point that out.
Not surprised.
Bright Light, Dark Energy Digital, 4mm Games. They did Def Jam Rapstar, Hog Rocket. Yeah, I
like how you point out the shitty studios, the ones that like made really bad games.
Well,
like you accentuate them. They don't deserve that.
Well, Big was known for Pursuit Force.
I've never even heard of that.
Good,
It was a PSP game, and they also did Little Deviants.
See, a lot of these companies, though, are like kind of like it's like they funnel them into death. Like it's like they're on the chopping block before like they even get a chance to redeem themselves. Like you make a game like Little Deviants, they're like, this is what you're gonna do it, and you can't like do anything else about it. Like you're screwed. And then they're like, oh, the game sucked, so it's definitely the company's fault. Hello?
Right. I'm here. I'm listening to you talk.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Because, like, okay, look, imagine someone comes up to you and is like, you have to make a basketball game where the goal of the game is to bounce a basketball. How do you do that? How do you make that a success? You're fucked.
Yeah,
you might as well just be like, well, I might as well like retire while I'm ahead. It's like there's nothing you can do. You're doomed from the get-go. I feel so bad for some of these companies.
Well, Rockstar Vancouver did Max Payne 3.
That was a really glitchy game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Big Huge Games did Rise of Nations, but they were part of 38 Studios, which was probably the biggest closure this year. Was 38 Studios.
38 Studios.
Yeah.
Didn't the studio that made Saints Row shut down?
No, that's THQ.
That's just straight up THQ.
Yeah.
It was published by THQ.
It's published by THQ. I can't remember. That's Volition. They're not shut down yet.
I thought Volition shut down.
No.
I thought Volition shut down shortly after it came out. I'm almost positive they did.
No, they're working on Saints Row the 4 because they were coming out with Enter the Dominatrix.
Really?
Yeah, that was supposed to be the next expansion for Saints Row the 3rd.
And they were
like, they're making it into the they're putting it into the next Saints Row game.
No, oh, God, I want more Saints Row.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so much better than Grand Theft Auto, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, 38 Studios they were known for Kingdoms of Amalur.
Oh, yeah.
And they were working on that MMO, and they had money from Rhode Island.
See, that's the problem. They were working on an MMO. That's their downfall. I don't know why these... Oh, God. It always comes down to bad marketing decisions. Always. Oh, let's make an MMO. Let's charge people $15 a month, plus charge them $60 for the game. And because World of Warcraft's making a killing, we'll make a killing too. Well, I mean...
But that's not... Back in the day when WoW is still kind of fresh in people's minds, you could still do that. But you can't try and develop a game for that, like, now with that still in mind, because the freaking... The market's totally and completely changed. That's why Knights of the Old Republic didn't do well.
Yeah.
It was started to develop when it was not okay for that shit, and then when they finally were able to release, nobody wanted to pay for MMOs anymore. Everybody was going free to play.
It's not the market that's like, it's because, first off, you're charging $15 a month for someone. Like MMO players, let's say if every MMO was 100% free, like you paid $60 and it was just like an ordinary Call of Duty game and you just play online and everything is available, then I think the market would be okay. But the problem is that these games require so many people for the world to work that, like, you can't have this many games in the market. And, like, developing a game, an MMO, is just a bad... Like, even the Elder Scrolls MMO, I think that's not a good idea. Like, everyone's excited about it, but I guarantee you, like, the first week, everyone's going to go apeshit for the game, and after that, everyone's going to go right back to WoW because they do not want to pay $30 a month for 2 MMOs.
I will not be playing the Elder Scrolls MMO. It's not done by the Bethesda team that does the other Elder Scrolls games. It's a third-person game. I don't want to play it.
I'm not interested in that. I'm so sad, too. It's like I wanted to be when I first heard about it, and I was like, MMO, not. And then I was like, oh, third person,
Come on, Don, but imagine if you could play Skyrim with Chris and me, and we could all go on an adventure together.
Yeah, but then that means I get to play Skyrim with asshats who call me a noob and...
Noob. No, we won't call you noob.
Because I have a vagina.
The only thing we'll do is we'll say that your mama's a burrito. I don't know. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's like to make an MMO nowadays.
All douchey MMO things that I don't like dealing with, like kill steals and shit.
You'd like Guild Wars.
You'd like Guild Wars. There's no such thing as a kill steal. There's only a kill aid.
Yeah.
Teamwork. Yeah. See, Guild Wars is fine because it's free to play. They're kind of like... They made their own little market. And even then, I don't think that game's doing all that well. It's just the market's been filled. Right. And there's no like, you can come out with a new first-person shooter and have it be semi-successful and you'll be all right. But you can't come out with an MMO. It's just not going to happen.
Not going to
happen. Like, these companies will fail. And I feel bad because, again, they get put into these horrible situations where they're doomed from the start.
Now, now here's the big thing, though. Do you think that we're going to see more and more publishers shut down as it goes more big blockbuster indie game? Because that's what it feels like the market's turning towards. Either you're a big blockbuster AAA title or you're an indie game, and that's when you do well.
The games that really do well are the multiplayer games and the anything that requires you to play for that you want to play for a long period of time.
Dishonored wasn't multiplayer.
Yeah, but it does well for now, and then it kind of just dies out, right?
Yeah, but there's also games where they have multiplayer and the multiplayer's ass.
Assassin's Creed.
Of course. But then you have games like World of Warcraft where they're still making a butt ton of money every freaking week.
Yeah, well, you
get games like Dota where they're making, not Dota, but League of Legends where they're making a butt ton of money every week.
But the thing about World of Warcraft is they've reinvented themselves so many times. That game is not the game that originally came out. It is not even, does not look, feel, or play anything like the game that originally came out.
Have you seen the new skill trees and stuff? They all look all weird.
Yeah, it's I won't play it because of the new skill trees.
They look all weird. It reminds me of Diablo 3.
Yeah.
It's all weird. But yeah, they make so much money.
People stupid addicted to it too.
Because
when your game has support groups for people quitting it, you know there's a problem.
Did you ever play WoW, Dawn?
No.
Never?
No.
What MMO did you play?
No, because I have an addictive personality and I don't need a ruiner of fucking lives.
You played Terra. What was it, Terra? You said you spent a whole bunch of money on?
I sunk, not too bad. I sunk some money into Terra.
Oh, extra money, yeah.
Yeah.
That's your thing. That was the game that you knew was bad, but you played anyway.
It could be. You know why I kept playing it, though? The worst part was, for a while I was trying to catch up with Chris because he was always 8 levels ahead of me. And I suck at whatever I was doing. So he would, just be playing and gain levels, and I'd be, trying to grind out levels and still be 9 levels behind him, which was frustrating because then we couldn't play in the same areas anymore.
You know why Dawn played Terra, though? Terra had controller support.
And Terra did have
did it? Oh, that's right. You don't like mouse and keyboard because
I don't.
Your hands start hurting?
Yeah,
your wrists?
It's terrible.
She has carpal tunnel, really bad.
Well, that's what happens when you've been training in Photoshop since you're 14.
Oh, you would love playing a critical mass wizard in Diablo 3.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
All right, let's read another email.
Just mashing 3 buttons over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Read another email.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, this one comes in from random. This one comes in from Dylan. It says, first, really good job on the podcast. Since you started uploading them on YouTube, I've been listening. Cool.
Yay.
He says, what do you feel is a really underrated game as far as games this generation? Hello?
Shadows of the Damned.
Dawn says Shadows of the Damned. I agree with you.
That game was underrated as fuck, and it was really good.
God,
I'm going to say Bulletstorm. I thought Bulletstorm was really good.
Oh, no, I thought that game was ass.
I also thought Enslaved was really good.
Enslaved is quite good, although it did get really annoying and boring at the end.
Yeah, but that game was still really fucking good.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Oh, God. Underrated, huh?
Yeah. See, me and Dawn know are underrated games.
The thing is, the games that I think are underrated or nobody will like, that people actually don't like them. Again, the Atelier series.
You gonna say Persona 4?
No, because Persona 4 isn't underrated. If anything, it's slightly overrated.
Overrated, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's overrated for a proper reason. The same reason Final Fantasy VII is overrated. And
I think Persona 4 is better than Final Fantasy VII.
I agree, but, I mean, a lot of people won't agree.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, Final Fantasy VII is overrated because it's really good.
Yes. Same reason that Persona 4 is overrated.
Yeah. See, what's funny is I can think of way more games that I thought were overrated than I thought were underrated.
It's because the underrated games you don't think about it because, well, they're underrated.
Catherine was underrated.
I didn't like Catherine all that much.
I liked Catherine.
That came out last year. Was he talking about this year?
Yeah, I think it's this year.
Oh shit, that's even harder.
Oh, well,
Binary Domain.
Binary Domain. Year.
Oh yeah, Binary
Domain, right?
Yeah, Binary Domain.
Yeah, Binary Domain.
Oh no, he said this generation.
Oh, this generation, then Shadow's worse.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there's so many. There's a lot of underrated games this generation.
This generation, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I just can't think of any. Oh, man. No, but Binary Domain is really underrated. It's pretty damn good. Oh, crap.
I thought Dungeon Siege was pretty underrated.
I hate that game. You guys played that co-op, right?
Yep. Dynasty Warriors 7 was pretty good. Pretty underrated.
I like Dynasty Warriors 7, but that's not underrated. That's just straight up people hate Dynasty Warriors at this point. What about what was I looking at? I like the James Bond Quantum of Solace game. It's pretty decent third-person shooter. Is it first person? It's first-person shooter, yeah. First person / third person. It's a little weird, but that game is really good. If you haven't played it, I've played that game so many times. Yeah, the Atelier series on the PS3. Atelier Verona, Atelier Tottori, and Atelier Maruru. I find those are really underrated.
You okay over there, Dawn?
No, I'm exhausted. I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. It's pretty late.
We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. And
last
prize.
Last prize.
It's our last prize. And that was for Dylan. Dylan, you win The Walking Dead on Steam.
That's a sweet
entire
prize.
series?
The entire series.
Well, the entire first season.
Yes.
Because they're coming out with a second one, correct?
Yes.
There you go. Awesome. That's a great prize. That's a good one.
And speaking of The Walking Dead, one of our last things that we have to talk about is The Walking Dead and Journey winning Game of the Year lots of places.
DLC?
Is this the end of big blockbuster disc-based games being looked at as being the best games in the world?
No.
Because The Walking Dead and Journey, both downloadable games.
I definitely think that's the direction the industry's heading in.
It's cheaper.
I think
it
that's
is.
I think that we're heading in a direction where there's not going to be this giant chasm like we're used to seeing between downloadable and disc, and I think this is the first year that we're seeing that.
See, but I feel like these games, these downloadable games are they're smaller games, right? Correct?
Yeah, they don't have the big publisher dickheads behind them.
Right, but no, I'm not talking about the big publisher. I'm not talking about the publisher.
I think you're talking kilobytes.
Exactly, right? I'm talking about size of the game. Okay, so let's say Walking Dead. It's a linear, choice-based game. It's not an open world. It's not a sandbox.
Not a sandbox, no.
People love sandbox games. If this is the direction that this is going to take, what happens to the sandbox games?
They'll still be around.
I'm burnt out on sandbox games.
I'm not. Hell, I love sandbox games. So, the bigger the sandbox, the better. Let's go. More sandbox.
You know, I just think that, like, the companies need to stop trying to make, like, all their games sandbox shooters.
Right. No more sandbox shooter, but I'm talking, like, games, I don't know.
Like, my biggest problem with Assassin's Creed 3 was they gave you too big of a sandbox to play in.
Really? Oh, yeah, you said, like, you had to travel for so long
to do anything in that game. And, like, they did the sandbox wrong. There's nothing that really piques your interest from point A to point B like you do in, like, Skyrim or Saints Row the Third or anything like that, where there's cool stuff to do between point A and point B. And I swear to God, whoever keeps touching the microphone, if they don't stop, I'm going to fucking beat them.
No, well, then just go to the next room, then.
I'm sorry. It's fucking smacking my sweater.
Oh, I just straight up threw Dawn under the truck.
You know, it's just like the company. If you're gonna make your game into a sandbox game, then do it right. Don't do it just to be like, oh, I think this will make my game sell more.
Right, but I mean, like, that goes to saying like every other game, though, right?
Like Dishonored feels like a sandbox, even though it's not.
That's true. But that's the thing. I like games like Kingdoms of Amalur was a sandbox, and although that one got boring after a while, but it was still a lot of fun to combat and find new monsters and go to the new areas and stuff. But I think with Kingdoms of Amalur it was too MMO-ish, the size of the world and like the look of the world. Like the monsters looked like they were in an MMO. Like they looked like, oh, we're spaced apart just enough so that we don't all pull at you at once.
Right. Oh no!
but but we're placed in this really awkward fashion, and the world just looks a little set up. So, but I mean, games like Saints Row, they do it so good. Yeah, like everything is so interesting.
Saints Row is so damn good.
You're like driving, you're like, okay, gotta go do the mission. You're like, oh god, what's that over there?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that looks so awesome. And you just kind of start turning. You're like, oh fuck, no. You
can even talk to Dawn in Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim. Same thing with Skyrim. There's fucking
it's
dungeons everywhere.
It's so bad. It's so bad with my ADD. I'm like, I'm doing this. I'm gonna head towards this arrow. Yeah. Hey, oh fuck! There's ruins over there. I haven't been there before. Wait, I discovered a new place. Oh shit! There's bandits shooting at me. Well, fuck you guys. Pew pew. And then next thing I know, I've cleared a dungeon and I'm weighed down with loot. And I'm like, oh right, I was doing something else.
Time to go sell.
I gotta go sell this shit. All right, now back to that arrow. Oh shit, dragon. Oh fuck! Now I gotta go sell those. Right. 4 hours later, Dawn finally gets the
arrow. But look how much fun that is, right?
Yeah.
And like Walking Dead and Journey are fun, but
Journey's a sandbox.
Yeah, Journey's a sandbox. But didn't you say Journey was just like kind of this empty space that was just pretty to look at? I still haven't played it. I need to play it.
Play Journey. It's really hard to describe why Journey is such a good game.
It's like that FTL game.
Yeah, Journey's better than FTL.
Yeah, but I still have no idea what the hell FTL actually is.
Play Journey. Journey will take 2 hours to beat from beginning to end.
Yeah?
It's only 2 hours.
Do you have to fight stuff?
No.
I'm guessing there's hazards and stuff you have to...
It's jumping and platforming puzzles and stuff like that.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. I have it. I bought the compilation disc, the collector's disc thing, because I didn't have it. So, but yeah, I want to play that. But like, I mean, these games are smaller and they're not as detailed. I'd say. Well, they're detailed in their own way, right? That it's not like you're not like getting a Grand Theft Auto. But if all of the gaming industry goes in this direction, like. You know, like I like my sandbox game. I like my big AAA budget title games on like as well. And I'm sure they'll still be there, but I have a feeling we're going to go through a couple of years where, you know, all the greedy companies like, oh shit, man, these guys are making so much money from a game like The Walking Dead. I'm going to make one too. And we're going to get a bunch of shitty point and click games. And oh my freaking God.
Oh yeah.
You can already see it coming.
Oh yeah, I understand. All right, let's do our last thing on the list for big things that happened this year, and that's the formation of GamingDeath.com and the Gaming Death podcast.
Yay!
You know, I've been working really hard on the podcast. I've been working really hard on the website. We're actually going through restructuring right now of the podcast. I've hired on one new writer, which the site relaunches on January 7th.
That's for the website, not the
That's
podcast.
For the website, right.
You should have a giant countdown on the website.
I was trying. I couldn't figure out how to do it. Plus, I need to still be able to post a podcast up there because we do have people that just get the podcast from there.
Okay.
But I just want to – I thought it's great. We've been going for almost a year now.
Yeah, almost. We've decided we don't want to be IGN Junior.
Yeah, we don't want to be IGN Junior. Our stuff all of our articles will come from passion and the heart about video games.
Video games.
The occasional review.
The occasional review. Yep.
Persona 4. So good. 10 out of 10.
You mean 5 out of 5?
Well, whatever. 100 out of 100. 200 out of 200. We're not even IGN Junior. Let's step it up a notch.
It gets an A+.
A+, 200 out of 200. 250.
All right, we have one last email, even though I have nothing else to give away.
Sorry.
And this comes in from Alan, who writes in almost every week. He says, hey guys, how do you think the major console providers, in particularly Sony and Microsoft, have timed their next-gen consoles? Has this gen been about right, too long, too short? I think of this question mostly in terms of, have they lost consumers to PCs who may not need the next-gen home console?
I don't think anybody's gotten lost to PC.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think a lot of people have moved to PC just because it's a little bit more affordable now.
Right.
Although it's still hell of expensive. But I think people are just exploring that
just to find something new, because I feel like this console generation has been way too long.
Oh, see, I'm comfortable with
I'm with Dawn.
Cycle.
I'm with Dawn here because, in all honesty, we don't need better graphics. We don't need bigger games. We need just better games.
Exactly, and the current hardware can't do that.
Yes, it can.
No, it can't.
Yes. No, because the hardware does not make a good game.
I think that for
the people who put the ideas was what makes a good game.
Right, but for games to look good as well as have good AI and, good physics and stuff like that, you can't have all that on a current CD disc.
Christopher?
Right. Yes.
Christopher, stop. What is your favorite game of all time?
The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Okay. That's all I need to hear.
Why?
How old is that game?
94.
It doesn't matter how old
it's old.
Almost 20 years.
It is really, really old, and it is your favorite game.
Yes.
And you play this game every year, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the story is awesome.
We don't need better consoles. We don't need better consoles.
Yeah, it's fun to have, but it's not a need.
Exactly.
I'd like to see my thing, and it's not because I, as someone needs a better console. It's because a lot of the game developers and the game publishers are ready to
step their game.
Yeah, ready to go to the next level.
Well,
I'm sorry. Zelda: Link to the Past originally came out in 91, so it's 23 years old. 22 years old.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
It's working on 22.
Okay.
But that doesn't change anything. Like, Walking Dead was most places Game of the Year. That's not graphics eating, needs super crazy engine.
No, I'm not saying that. But a lot of the game companies are holding back what they're doing because they know that a new console's coming.
Right. Well, okay. So now,
and a lot of the shiny shit and make good games.
And a lot of the developers are holding back because they're like, listen, we're not going to put all of our money into this game that's going to come out on this console, and then Microsoft's going to come out and Sony are going to come out with their next consoles in 8 months.
Wouldn't that mean over time development will become cheaper?
Exactly. Yes.
Like, if we stay this gen.
Yes.
Okay, isn't that a good thing for companies?
Oh, I 100% agree with you.
Okay, we don't need better graphics. We don't need shinier graphics. That makes development more expensive, meaning more companies are going to shut down because they're retards.
Exactly. I agree with you. I just want the developers to release new IPs. I'm sick of the sequels and shit.
Oh, okay.
And new companies will not release new IPs on old consoles.
Right.
That's the wall that we've currently hit.
Right, but that's on them. But the reality is we don't need new consoles. That's like if you're at the store and you're holding like your dinner in one hand and you're holding a video game in the other hand. You're like, okay, well, which one do I need to survive? And you're just like, the video game, obviously, and you just throw dinner off to the side. And who cares about living? Let's play video games, right?
Right.
We don't need new consoles.
No.
We need better development.
We do need better development.
We need less retards. Not less retards. We need more time.
And less money grubbing suits.
Yes.
We need less people that don't know about the industry making decisions for our industry.
And here's what I think. Let's be fair. Fine. The retards are in charge. The money grubbing douchebags are in charge. Let's let them be money grubbing by saving money and have good development with companies that know how to use this stuff inside and out and don't have to really work really hard to come up with a new engine, a new graphics, new everything. We'll get good games, or in theory, we'll get good games. The companies will make more money because the cost of making the game is cheaper.
Right.
And in theory, everything should work out. But if we get a new systems, then kind of everything just resets and we get back to
right
into what's slowly becoming another crash.
Right. But that's my only thing, and the only reason that I feel like this generation has gone on for too long. I feel like developers right now are stuck with not knowing because they don't know what's happening next, they're holding back on a lot of their ideas. That's the only reason I feel like this generation has gone on too long. I love my 360. I love my 360 more than I think I've loved any console except for my Super Nintendo. And my Super Nintendo still was hooked up until a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, I still love my 360.
Well, not consistently, but I'd hook it up almost every year.
I love my PS3. I think like the Vita and the 3DS were kind of like needed upgrades because there we can kind of like push it a little bit more. But like graphic wise and size wise, I think this gen we're fine. We don't need bigger.
But it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be definitely. It's not gonna be something I'm gonna cry and complain about. I'm gonna buy the new Xbox. I'm gonna buy the new PlayStation or whatever the hell they're coming out with. But we don't need it. Okay. It's not necessary. It's not something that's gonna. It's even the improvement. I don't think it's gonna be that big. I think, as you said, companies are just holding back their IPs and their ideas for the new systems to make more money, and it makes sense, but we don't need it.
All right, you guys ready to wrap this bitch up?
Let's wrap this bitch up.
Okay,
Dawn is like already asleep.
All right, I just have to say
Sorry.
some stuff before we close out this episode. I just want to thank everybody out there that listens to the Gaming Death podcast.
We love you.
I love each and every one of you guys. GamingDeath.com and the Gaming Death podcast is my dream, and it's thanks to you guys that this past year has been amazing, and kind of making my dream basically come true. I want to thank Dawn for being our editor-in-chief and one of the best co-hosts that we have on the cast, and the best fiance in the freaking world.
The best co-host we have on the cast.
I want to thank Hollowblade.
I don't agree with that. I think Hollow's a better co-host.
I want to thank Hollowblade, who came... Hold on, okay? I want to thank Hollowblade. He came on as a guest and has become a big part of the Gaming Death family. And GamingDeath.com and the Gaming Death podcast and me as a person would not be who I am today if I had never started talking to you. So thank you, Mr. Hollowblade. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, all listeners.
Happy holidays.
I hope everybody has a very happy and safe holidays. We'll be back after the new year. Let's say goodnight, everybody. I'm Chris.
We should also thank Persona 4.
Okay, you want to thank Persona 4? Thank you, Persona 4.
Thanks, guys.
I'm Chris.
I'm Dawn.
I'm Hollow.
We'll see you guys in the new year. Good night.
Bye-bye.